So we are live. Today is Saturday, 23rd of September, 10:30 UK time. So let's do a quick prayer to start our
Yeah, cover every morning on Saturday.
weekend and style. Father, thou art in heaven, my Master Jesus, my spiritual friends, if I may call you like that, they're always attentive to our endeavor to learn and to practice charity. Be with us once more in this humble study to allow us to understand a bit better what we are and how to use those abilities. Be with us today and always. So be it.
Sorry.
We're going to do something different today, right? Because I think it's worth it. Let me share with you guys my words first. Can you read the test? Do you have enough? Let me increase a bit. Can you all read?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. As you probably know, after our mediumship study, we have a mediumship meeting, a virtual mediumship meeting. And in this meeting, we received a message after the study we had last week. We were speaking about mediums charging money for reasons. We had a discussion, an open discussion, and our spirit came to our help in the meeting right after the study. I will read that. This subject of charging money keeps coming back, and I feel I need to say something. Not with a purpose to dictate what one or another should or shouldn't do. It is just a guideline, a clarification, adding or expanding the information you already have from Allan Kardec. Money can be used for good or bad. We already know that.
What the heck you on about?
For some reason, Lise, I'll mute you because I can hear an echo of my own voice, okay? Let me explain. A medium who charges for something he was given for free is doing a mediumship work with the purpose to get something in return for the mediumship work. This means he is taking the charity meaning from his actions. You may say that money is being used for a good cause, and I truly understand that. However, I just do a stop here. I think I know why that that was mentioned like that, because I have said that I would understand a medium charging to get the money to use to charity. I never said that I would agree, but I said that I would understand. So I think he came in my help to correct my possible mistake. However, to avoid any temptation and any unwanted followers, this rule, I'm afraid to say, cannot have exceptions. This is the best way to make things clear once and for all. Please understand, I'm not to say what you should or shouldn't do. I'm just trying to clarify and give a bit more information for what has been already said by your guide, Allan Kardec. It seems to me that ever, now and again, this topic keeps coming back, and it is difficult to accept that you cannot get monetary payments. When the money goes to a good cause, an intention today was to give a clear reason for it. If a medium charges, the chances to go to the opposite way of charity, opposite way of good causes, opposite way of good influences is much greater than go towards the goods, the God's way of love, kindness, and charity. Now I ask you, why take this risk? Why take the risk? By following the rules of no charge in any way, as a medium, you as a medium do not have the risk to fail on your work when it comes to money. Remember, the best way to help someone is to improve ourselves and then teach others about good heart, good causes, and charity. This way, with love in their hearts, they will do their bit and pass these teachings to their family, friends, and everyone around them. This is the best way to help. This is the best way to have good spirits around us and be sure we are on the right way. Remember this, my friends. Remember this. God bless you all. I encourage you all very much to ask questions. This is the way we can clarify what is not clear yet. Ask questions. I thank you for your questions. God bless your group, our group. The subject of medium charging money keeps coming back. Oh, sorry, this is already, because I copied twice. So the message stops here. All right. There we go. And I thought it was very important to discuss this subject. Now let me open my heart about how I have conducted the subjectless meeting. We have people from different creeds that may be watching what we do here, our study. And possibly I was trying to be a facilitator, not to say what was wrong, what was right, and not to push too much what we believe, not to be so assertive, if I may say like that, with someone that does not share the same point of view as us. Myself, as I said many times, if spiritism and money, I am out. Mediumship and money, to me, is inconceivable. But as ever, we all have free will. But if you do so, the responsibility of the results, the return, is also on you. To those who participate in mediumship meetings, from time to time we have visitors. There were mediums when they were incarnated, and they bring to us as a proof the results they encounter when they discarnated. So for a spiritist, and when I'm talking about spiritist, I'm talking about those who follows the teachings of Allan Kardec, and even further, Jesus. We cannot have any ties with money. We have enough information to be sure about that, to be certain about that, right? And I'm very glad that this message came through after. So the message is there. Whoever want in the group, whoever want to share that, feel free to do so, because I think it is spot on, to be honest. So now, let's go to any comments, any question before we move on? I guess not. So we have stopped on the item 199 last week, right? Studying the specialties of mediums is necessary not only for mediums themselves, but also for those who call upon them. What that means? We have, if we're talking about a mediumship meeting, we do not have only mediums, as we call the ostensive mediums per se. In the room, we may have the orientator, we may have the healer, we may have other type of participants of the meeting that not necessarily will give message, will give the passage through any type of message, but is there. For a spiritist, we should take that on board. Studying. For a medium, for an indoctrinator, is a must. Is a must. Otherwise, we will encounter situations where what we believe or what we want to believe may not reflect the reality. And that could be a breach to the safety of the practice. We don't see that every day on every meeting, but over a period of time, we see that quite often. Medium, you want to be protected? Study. Medium, you want to be protected? Pray. You want to be protected? Practice through charity. And do not miss your commitment. If you want to work as a medium, you must be attending your commitment. It's not when you don't have anything else to do that we will come. You need to define your priorities. Your priority is to be a medium. You agree to be there every week. Be there. There is enough information on that sense coming from Chico, Emmanuel, and others. That's not from me. You want to be a medium? You want to be safe? You want to be a reliable one? Be there on your commitments. So here we go. According to the nature of the spirit whom one may want to evoke, and depending on the questions one wishes to ask, it is imperative to choose the most capable medium. And then I ask you guys, what is a capable medium? You all have already information to answer that question. What is a capable medium? Is it a medium that talks, just had the ability to talk? Is that a capable medium? No one want to answer? Really? I have two courage people raising their hands already. So I don't know which one was first, so I'll go with Christine. Go on, Christine.
I was just going to say, in relation to capable medium, someone who has morals and ethics, and so understands they've got responsibilities and accountabilities when they're practicing any of their mediumship capabilities.
Very good. Hi, Liz, your turn.
Yeah, you can study them by the quality of their works, by their fruits. So the kind of messages that they're receiving, have they got a good track record? The quality, is the language of an elevated language, etc. And that they're not actually played with because, they're fairly impeccable.
Right. So now, as everyone is volunteering to answer that question, I will ask Jackie what she thinks.
I think a capable medium is a medium that studies, is a medium that prays, is a medium that practices, and is a medium that prioritizes.
You are cheating. No.
Because you started by speaking about what does a medium do to when they want to be protected. But this, and what we learn from the works from Chico Emmanuel, Givaldo talks about it in his talks, is the discipline, right? It's a commitment, but I remember one of the studies that we had, and I think Munir defined the faculty is a faculty that we have. And that it's what we do with that opportunity of that faculty is how, and it's different for everyone because we're all at different stages. But one thing we can all do is study, it's pray and practice and commit to that. Those are things that we can all do, but everything else, it's different for each and every one of us. That's how I interpret it.
Good. Hi, Rafaela.
I'm just sorry to butt in. Just give my personal opinion. I think the other two aspects, they're also very important, is forgiveness and discretion. You've got to forgive all the bad stuff people do around you. And every time there's unfairness in your life or in the lives of others, I think it's very important to forgive and try to move on. But the other thing that's extremely important is discretion on a medium. Your mouth is precious. If the work is finished and you go on talking bad about your mother-in-law, about your cousin, about a situation, then really, it's like you need a clean instrument to work. And even if you're saying the right thing, sometimes it's better not to say it.
So let's go to our last volunteer to make a comment. Denise?
Isn't that would be some kind of fluid as well? Because mediumship is all about like connecting the spirit that is going to evoke and like make sure that the right fluids and you're in synchrony. Wouldn't that be a part of that as well? To be able to contact the spirit evoking?
You asking a question, you're not answering my question. So that's not counting.
All right, okay.
So for those who help me answering my question, I will not give you my answer. It's up to you to study and to find your own answer. All right. Now answering question from Denise. Denise, yes. The fluid factor does play certain level of importance. It's not directly related to the question I did.
Okay.
Right. But as mediumship is organic, is fluidic, to have a spirit talking through you or writing through you, we do need to have our energies to a certain extent intermeshing one another. We need to have that bond to allow that to happen. It doesn't mean that if you get only rough spirit, that you are a rough spirit. But it means that somehow your fluids could be better adapted to the fluids of that spirit, and thus the communication would become a bit easier. Okay?
Okay.
So you did not volunteer. Did not count what,
Okay.
what I want. All right then. So let's continue a little bit. Resorting to the first one, who comes along is to expose oneself to receive unsatisfactory or erroneous response. Let us make a comparison using ordinary facts. You would not trust an original draft or even a simple copy of the first person to come along only because he or she knew how to write. He or she knew how to write. So the content is one thing. The literacy is another. Chico Xavier, he had no education, very, very little. He could not write what he wrote over his years. So the content of the message is one thing. It's not because someone is using nice words that the content is positive, that the content is correct. To evaluate a message is a process. And if we are biased for any reason, because I like to read poems, because I like to read people speaking with very complicated words, I'm biased. And those spirits may use my characteristic, what I like, to drive me in the wrong direction. So we need to be attentive. Hi, Munir.
Sorry. Good morning, everyone. Guilherme, we shouldn't forget that this has been said after all the classifications of the types of mediumship according to different aspects. And I think what Kardec is trying to call the attention to is the fact that you need a medium that is suited for the task. Of course, we have mediums with the same characteristics, but also the moral element is important because he is a better instrument. That's why he's trying to say, you have to choose the right medium for the task. And of course, among the mediums who are suited for the task, the higher the moral standard of the medium, the better.
Mm-hmm. Let me bring that to the practice. I am in a mediumship meeting where I had 15 mediums, and depending on what I want to know, I direct the question normally to 2-3 different mediums, not to all of them, because I know that those 3 mediums will be able to answer me that particular question better. If I get the same question for the 15 mediums, I will have so many different answers, so many different things, So this will come with the practice. This will come with integration. This will come with the bonds that are created by the mediums, by the mediumship meeting participants, right? If you are in a mediumship meeting and you decide to come eventually from time to time, you will not be part of that bond. Possibly will be disrupting the bond, right? So to go on that avenue, you have a process. You need time. You need to work together for a long period of time until you identify, well, Munir, he'll be able to answer me better this type of questions. Later, she will be able to get this type of message a bit better than Munir. So it's part of a team, right? A mediumship meeting is a team. And then it takes time to see who will play better on each position, if we like. Thank you, Munir. Yeah, very good point. A musician wants an accept of a song he has to compose to be performed. There are several singers at his disposal, all of whom are skillful. However, he will not choose at random. For his interpreter, he will try to find the one who has the voice, the capacity for expression, all the qualities that best correspond to the nature of the piece. Spirits do likewise concerning mediums, as we must do likewise concerning spirits. This is a bit tricky, right? Because from time to time, we see that derail a bit in meetings. How many times I've been asked, why this type of spirit only go through her or through him? And we are in a position that is not very comfortable to answer, right? Because sometimes what we will answer will displease the medium, and quite often the medium will go away. To be connected with elevated spirits, you need to do your bit. And we all know what it is: studying, working hard, be committed, be there, be available, practice charity. It's an equation. If you want to be able to give message to elevated spirits, yeah, it's a process. Very unlikely I will give message to elevated spirits if I'm not doing my bit. It will be an exception. But we all want to give message for good spirits. And when we are in a meeting and we see others with that capacity, if you will, with that ability, and I don't see myself doing it, there is something that is very disruptive in a mediumship meeting called jealousy. And we see that from time to time in a meeting. But I'm not jealous to work hard as the medium that I'm talking about is doing it. I just want to be able to receive, pick a name, pick one spirit, pick a name. I want to speak to Dr. B. But I don't want to work hard enough to allow Dr. B to talk through me. And we are humans. We are humans. And this can be very disruptive. From time to time, we are able to identify in communications, mediums passing information that is not really from the spirit. Is that easy to find, to identify? No, it's not. It's a process. It needs time, needs evaluation, but it's possible. And sometimes it may derail even more, creating problems in the mediumship meeting. Hi, Jackie.
Maybe it's a very silly question.
There's no such a thing.
You haven't heard it yet.
Question.
Mediumship is our opportunity to work, to help the spirits the best way we can. Then how much are we really helping the elevated spirits? Isn't the ratio much better if we're really helping the needy spirits, which my ignorance tells me they're not going to be that elevated?
Jack,
Mm-hmm.
I think that this is not a silly question. It's a very important question. First of all, we need to know why I want to be in a mediumship meeting. If my answer is only, and if is a true answer, if my answer is to help the suffering spirits, very well indeed. But sometimes this is not the only answer. And that is where the problem starts. We all are human beings. And sometimes I felt the urge to be the top notch of that meeting, of my work environment, of my family, whatever. I felt that urge to be the one pointing the stars. And I take that characteristics everywhere I go. Then when I ask the question, what is the true reason you're in the meeting? You will say, to help suffering spirits. But deep inside, sometimes, you know, that's not only that. I want to be the next Chico Xavier. I want to be the lead of my group. And something that is really annoying, I want to be the president of the Spirit Center. And that's the way I'm going to arrive to that position. We are human beings. We are all susceptible to that type of thing. And then it does happen. It does happen. To the point that mediums fake communications. Because they are so in need to do what they believe is right for themselves, not for others, that they will fake communications. And the majority of people will not see that, will not perceive, because it's very difficult to perceive. You need years of practice. And even though if you do have years of practice, you may make mistakes when you evaluate things like that. So it's very serious to evaluate something like that. You need a period of time, several meetings, several months, and it's not perfect science. But if you truly answer that I'm there to help the suffering spirit, yes. As a bonus, the good spirits will come. And eventually one decide to give you a message. But the message, you see that's very pure, it's very objective. Very unlikely in speaking about anything that's happening in that meeting specifically, or bringing light to someone. Elevate the spirits, even when they want to put you in line, they do with a lot of love. They will never point your mistakes. They never put you down, if I may say like that. But sometimes that figurative person I'm painting here, that want to be the president of the institution, he felt like he needs to convince the others that he's getting Dr. B, and Dr. B is giving instructions. And it's very difficult when you are facing a situation like that. Very difficult. Because, first of all, we don't want to lose the person. First of all, we should not judge anyone. We should not criticize anyone. But we also should maintain, we should steer the ship in the right direction. And sometimes that person is trying to pull in a different direction. It's very difficult, very difficult. So we just to, and this is something that we'll speak more when we talk about obsessions, but we should always be very thorough when we analyze things. And we should be even more thorough when we analyze ourselves. Because it's better to analyze ourselves than to analyze others. And we truly know our characteristics. Even if I'm answering to everyone here, yes, I'm in the mediumship meeting only to do charity. I know myself. I know it's not only that. I want to feel important. I want to become something. Deep inside, I know I'm the next Chico Xavier. And I'll give you all the pleasure to be my servants in this path. type of thing, you know. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things, right? So we need to be very careful. And that's why I will always say, study again. If I am inclined to any kind of thing that I'm describing here, even when I'm studying, I will be inclined to see things as I want to see. So when you read something, when you study something, you study again, because then eventually you will be able to, oops, perhaps the way I used to see things are not the right way. So it's very complicated. Hi, Osoli, your turn.
I think it's good morning, everybody. And Guilherme, I think it's so delicate, this text now today, because I really don't know if it's a spirit to communicate, but I feel like I must to say something. They say I I can't resist, you know, something. And I would like to ask you here if you see, because I can see spirits, but only if needs something, and I see, but it's not I am not vident. I have a clairvoyance. I go, I see something, I see something happen, and the people, and in the past or in the future or in another side, when I sleep too, it happens. And I'm not sure because I am not evident. So I think I hope it come and spirit, I think, because I feel something. I feel the food, then I feel. But I would like to know if you see somebody see. I would like. I ask if I.
Well, let me start by curiosity kill the cat, right? So we should not be curious about things like that.
No, it's not it. I would like to be sure. Not I needed to see. I think I asked
another
wrong way. Somebody saw see because I don't see this as the question. Not I must to see. No.
First of all, the medium should be preserving his characteristics. He should not be exposing himself. I don't think it's positive. If you see, you are clairvoyant. The degree of clairvoyance you have is another subject, right? And common thing that happens very often too is the medium trying to analyze the spirit. Is the medium trying to do what is he or she supposed not to do? A medium is a conveyor, is a pipe. We only challenge the message.
Yes.
The medium, he will be able to help controlling the spirit.
Yes.
To move, not to throw anything in anyone, not to scream bad words, things like that. And that's it. The orientator or the indoctrinator is the one that will evaluate the content of the message. Because if you try to evaluate yourself, the content of your message, you will be biased. Because we are humans. So medium, we are in an industry here, right? We have different type of workers in the industry. The medium has this job description. The indoctrinator has another job description. The director of the group has another job description. When you try to do someone else's job, you're not doing yours very well.
No, yes, I try to do honest works because I know
Então, that's
who
it.
I am. But sometimes it's so easy. I think I do the and the finish works together. Oh, I hope it was good work. And you know, I am a critic to myself. I know this. And the first time in 40 years, and I asked the another about, because we are together.
I think.
And yes, I think we are. You said one equipe.
Yes.
And if for in the future, I think so I think already happens. And one spirit and another medium saw the spirits. And but I didn't. I didn't.
And then I'll use my cat again.
Yes.
The curiosity killed the cat. So if you
know.
are honest with what you're doing, that's it.
I think I am.
Right? And then you need to evaluate, observe, to be sure that you continue on this path. Other than that, other people will take care of. Otherwise, we always mix the job description. And on the end of the day, we are never 100% sure about the message, the content of the message we receive. But you shouldn't be bothered about that. There are other people to bother about that, right? Of course, if the consequences of having misleading messages one after another is a different subject. It's a different subject. We are leading to obsessions. Is another subject. So I would encourage everyone to have attention to his or her own job description and to do it well. Because on the job description, we also have your duties to fulfill. Are you fulfilling your duties? Studying, practicing charity, being assiduous, committed. If you are, on the end of the year, when you'll be called onto your boss office to have an evaluation, you'll be okay in the picture. But
evaluation, now I understood it. At the end of the works in the Saturday, you and another together, you're an evaluation. Now I understood. Do an evaluation. Good, very good. I want, because, you know, I think because it's not many times my life, I have been in an mediumship because I didn't have a chance. I moved to Sweden when we would could it was a start there only. It was only some months. Then suddenly moved to Sweden, and I did the practice here because I didn't have time to. I didn't have a equip, and here with you, I use and Angola too. I have another mediumship meeting on Monday, 2 times a week, Monday.
Very good. Very
Yes.
good. So let's continue a little bit.
Yes, this was only.
We must further note that the variations presented through mediumship and which orders may be added. This is very important. Orders may be added. I heard that all mediumships being identified by Kardec, and that was it. I heard that years ago, right? We need to be attentive. There are different types of mediumship, especially with the younger ones, with the children's, with the teenagers we have today, may be different. And some of them are. Through the researches we did, we found different types of mediumships that is not listed by Kardec in the medium's book, nor in the other books, okay? But people, sometimes they try to use, that's it. No, Kardec is saying here, others may be added. Are not always according to the character of the mediums themselves. Thus, for example, a naturally joyful and jovial medium may actually receive serious, even severe communications, and vice versa. This is yet another proof that mediums act under the impulse of an outside influence. We shall return to this subject in a chapter dealing with the moral influence of the medium. And this is one of the keys for what we do. Okay, what time is it? We have 4 minutes. Let me speak about something that has happened in a different part of the world. Some message being shared through the internet, and today it's very easy to publicize anything you want on the internet, right? And we have people describing what kind of spirit may come to a meeting. What is right, what is not right. And then I ask you one question. Nowadays, we have so many laws even protecting people from different colors, different genders, different beliefs. But I have no problem to label the spirits. Would you be keen to receive a spirit that goes against your belief or what you believe is right? Why not? And a spirit is a spirit. Let's say here we all different. We have people from different parts of the world here. And I'll pick Christine for that. We accept every kind of spirits in our meeting, less spirits from Australia. Then Christine starts to have a concern now, because she knows that eventually she'll be a spirit without her physical body. And she will not be able to come to our meeting because she will be an Australian spirit, because she is now an Australian incarnated spirit. How do we feel like? Is that all right? No, I don't think so. Another example is spirits of children. Every children, when they die, they will be rescued straight away. Is it true? What can we say using our practice as a guidance? Does it make sense? Sometimes they come to our meetings, right? Sometimes they are in need of help. And I don't remember each meeting anymore. We had a visit of one spirit, and his task was to gather infant spirits that were lost. I think Charles was in the meeting, isn't it, Charles? There was a spirit that was his job, and he was very happy to do so, was to go and search for infants that were lost in the spiritual world. In that particular day, we had the visit of Phil, infant spirits communicating through the mediums. Why I'm talking about that? Because we are human beings. Quite often, we don't see our true selves. We start to elaborate rules. We start to elaborate our truth. We, as human beings, again, it's natural to us to try to convince others about what we want or what we believe. That may not be very true, may not be very positive. Right. I would like that, well, as we are evolving this group here, and we very soon will have more people from this group join our spiritist mediumship meeting. I want you all to have a clear picture that mediumship is to practice charity. Mediumship is to receive anyone that may be brought to the meeting, because the benefactors are the ones that organize our mediumships. If a spirit came to our meeting, he had been approved to do so. He was accepted to be part of this meeting. Liz, I saw that you sent a message. Can you open your mic and let us know? Liz? She forced me to read the message. Ah, no. Ah, your mic is broken. Oh dear. I'll read for you then. I think about it in another angle. Maybe let's get a nurse. What is the nurse caring for the ill to get better and heal? Why she does it? She does enjoy a team, enjoy the team, but she knows the importance of her presence there to do the work. I think that your concern of where your motivation comes from, maybe where motivation comes from, may be overlooked as it is being motivated to reunite with people like-minded and enjoying the work with them. Doing the good is very important, and we evolve our understanding of life and what our role is among it all. Guys, you're having a separate study. I can see now. There's a question and there's an answer. There's a parallel thing on the study. So sorry, I didn't catch like that. I'll leave that then. You carry on. You're having a parallel study on the study. That's cool. So what time is it? So now let me share again the book. And we will start the development, the next chapter, the development of mediums. We are here particularly addressing writing mediumship, because this is the most widespread kind, and also because it is at the same time the simplest and most convenient, and the one that provides the most satisfactory and complete results. That was on the 1800s. Is that still the same nowadays? It has changed a little bit, right? We have mediums today starting with the writing, but we have mediums start with the voice. Nowadays, we have mediums using computers to write the message directly. Instead of writing a piece of paper and then to put into the computer, there are mediums writing books, writing messages directly on the computer. Is there anything wrong with that? I don't think so. Things will evolve. A good example of it is what we are doing here. We are having our study, and we are all far away, very far away, by the way. And it does not prevent us to have this study. Likewise, when we finish this study, we'll have a meeting using the same instruments. And it does not prevent us to do it. But not everyone is open to changes. I bet everyone here has a cell phone, isn't it? Full of apps. If it's not full of apps, at least Facebook, like my mom. She does not use anything else, only Facebook and WhatsApp. So 20 years ago, that would be impossible. Hi, Christine.
I've been, I just, as you were talking about half an hour ago, it prompted me to have a look at my phone and a message that I sent only today. My sister told us of a friend that was in hospital and had pancreatic cancer and a number of things wrong. And in my mind, and I thought I put on the phone, give Leanne our best wishes, hope she's okay. She pulls for okay. But that's vastly different. And it wasn't until you actually started speaking half an hour ago that I actually read the message that I put on the phone. And I don't know this woman, only just my sister told me about this friend, and that's how come I know her name. But I actually said, can you advise Leanne that she can be proud of what she's achieved in her life? She has faced her life challenges head on. That's not what and it's only now that I've seen it. And I was a bit hesitant to raise it, but I thought just with what you're talking about now, it seems relevant.
What I'm going to tell you. I'm not surprised. I'll stop the book because the time's going by as well. I'm not surprised, Christine, because it's natural. What we do with mediumship is natural. Sometimes we don't know, and we do anyway. Sometimes we say to others things that we won't say naturally. So writing a message is exactly the same, right? I lived example where we were having a communication with spirits to help one person in need. And the spirit said, I want to send a message to her. When that happened, I said, well, what do you mean? What do you mean? And then I see. And I start to record the message on the WhatsApp. So the spirit, using whatever is available nowadays to help, was helping. So you were just an instrument to help. So I'm not surprised. You shouldn't be either, right? And that's why I would like to encourage everyone to rethink. What do I have available nowadays that can be used for help others? Because at Kardec's time, he would not even conceive a mobile phone that you have used, Christine. So he could not mention about that. And in 20 years' time, what's it going to be? I don't know, guys. We see nowadays people talking about computer implants on the brain. We may not need a phone per se in 50 years' time anymore. We just need to, I want to call mom. Here we go. And I start to talk to my mom. It can be one of reality in the future. I don't know. And the most important is, yes, let's be face to face. Let's be together when we can. Let's have our study like we're going to have today, an encounter in London. Let's be face to face when we can. But when we cannot, let's not use this as an excuse not to do charity. and not to study. All right then, 11:30, it is our time. And Munir, can you do our quick prayer for us?
Let's just close our eyes and united in thoughts and hearts, let's thank the benefactors who directly receiving the inspiration from high above, from God, our Master Jesus, and the team of benefactors in charge of the progress of this world, for this opportunity we have been granted of getting together, of studying, of learning and improving spiritually. May this inspiration be with us throughout the whole week until we meet again. So be it.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate your presence here. Let's be together again next weekend. And if Munir and Charles and Pablo could remain a bit on the room, I'd like to have a word with you guys.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for today, people.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
Bye-bye.
Well, como a letra não saiu. Ah, saiu.
Saiu.
Então tá, deixa eu parar aqui o recording. Como é que eu paro isso aqui? YouTube Live. Eu vou ter que ir no YouTube para parar, pelo que eu tô vendo. Espera aí. Não.